Okay, we're back. So, this is a running gag at this point. You'd think after doing this for so long that I would know what the heck to do to get a microphone. And yet I fail. So, forgive me if you were watching that last video. I hope you jumped on this one so you actually know what I'm talking about as I show these wonderful pictures of these wonderful people. So, thank you, Lord, for second chances. Or fifth chances at this point. So, what I was talking about was I was asking the Lord, not only as someone who helps lead a congregation of disciples of Jesus, but also as just a disciple of Jesus myself. What is the church supposed to be doing, Lord, in the face of all this? A part of us, of course, is just wanting to know how to get through this in a healthy way ourselves, not just physically, but mentally, relationally. But disciples of Jesus never stop with their own well-being, amen? We always are seeking how to benefit other people, no matter what's happening. And so, of course, encouraging each other and ourselves, reaching out to each other in our communities and in our church communities to make sure we all have what we need, going shopping for each other if that's needed, whatever it is, providing what others don't have. For the most part, we have what we need, though. At least in the circle of people I'm privy to and checking in on. Most people have what they need. They have stores they can go to and all that. So there's just something in me that was like, there's something more that the church needs to be doing, that I need to be doing, that I can help my brothers and sisters do. So in thinking and praying about that, it's like, what's the precedent scripturally for the churches of Jesus responding to a large-scale event of a disastrous kind like we're dealing with now in this pandemic? And the closest parallel I have found is in Acts chapter 11. And I just wanted to read you, it's a very short passage. And there's a lot of context around who these people are and where they are. So forgive me if I just jump right in. But in Luke writing the book of Acts in our New Testament scriptures, he says, during this time, some prophets came down from Jerusalem to Antioch. Now, down doesn't mean south. Down means literal in altitude, going from the mountain of Jerusalem. But they're actually going northward to Antioch. And the gospel, remember, starts its powerful effect after Jesus is raised from the dead and goes back to Father in heaven. It starts in Jerusalem, but it has scattered, and it went north to Antioch. Anywho, so the prophets are going there to help minister to the disciples of Jesus there. One of the prophets, named Agabus, stood up and through the Spirit predicted that a severe famine would spread over, here it is, the entire Roman world. Now that's not worldwide like we're seeing in the pandemic, but that was the world they knew. That was the world as they knew it, okay? Of course, there were people outside of the Roman Empire they knew there were, but they didn't really matter all that much. But during this famine that hit the entire Roman world, what did the church do? And this is what I'm interested in, and this is what I was wanting to learn from in all this. So listen to the church's response to the heads up. Ahead of time, this terrible thing is going to happen to not just you, but all of your neighbors and way beyond you. Luke notes this happened during the reign of Claudius. There's a historical root to this. This isn't just made-up fairy tale stuff. So listen to the response of the church. This is so powerful. The disciples, as each one was able, decided to provide help for the brothers and sisters living in Judea. This they did, so they didn't just decide it. They actually acted on this. This they did, sending their gift to the elders in Judea by Barnabas and Saul. So they sent two of the brothers in Antioch to go with their gifts to the churches in Judea to give it to the elders. So my point in bringing that up is, as I was asking the Lord and seeking His leading, so what do I do? What does my family do? How can I encourage my church family to react in the very best way to something as widespread and as disastrous as all this? And this is it right here. This is what the church does. We should pray, obviously. Yes, we call on the Father for His merciful interventions. That's in our DNA. We check on each other locally, of course. You take care of the brothers and sisters and the neighbors that you have here, of course. But I take note But this Spirit-filled church, their instinctive first reaction to hearing about this was, what about our brothers and sisters over there? Not just local, but the really, really needy ones over there. And so for most of us who have not only what we need, but more than what we need, I've really felt the Spirit move me to look at the brothers and sisters I know about, because of course there's so many, but the ones I know about that need help, that don't actually have enough, that actually might starve or might have terrible consequences because they don't even have the food they need. So I wanted to show you, as I was showing you, at least you could see the last video, I wanted to show you, and now I can talk to you, about a few brothers. One of them is in the Philippines, and another one is in Pakistan. And I wanted to start by telling you about Brother Gerson here. You can see his family. Well, you can see the bottom of his face. But I wanted to show you, this is, you can see his name right there on that search bar, Gerson A. Deita. And he's posting videos, he's posting pictures, and this is what I really wanted to show you. He and his brothers and sisters in Christ there in the Philippines, where they are purchasing and distributing to very remote mountain village people who are in great need right now because of everything that's going on with COVID-19. Food supplies are hard to get for them. So they are actually taking their vehicles out into the remotest places and making sure people have food. And rice, as you can see, is the primary food supply that they have. And that's not all you want to eat, of course, for a healthy diet, but that will sustain people. That will keep them alive, and that will give them the energy and the strength they need while all this is going on. So that's obviously a big pile of rice, and it says here, ready to serve 350 families. That was just today. I saw a report yesterday. There's these videos you can watch if you go to his page. There's these pictures here of these precious ones. I just want to click on here and show you. I love to see the faces of the people. I don't know them, and I don't speak their language, and I don't know their story, but they're precious. And so here they are, receiving these gifts. As you can see, they're trying to be wise and interacting with these folks, but not letting fear for their own safety stop them from showing love to them. Just wonderful. So there's a lot of pictures here that Gerson has posted. There's videos, like I say. Here's a brother that's getting help. I wanted to show you before I stop scrolling through these pictures. Precious girl named Hannah. Here's a picture of her. And I just want to share this with you. It says, in our rice distribution today, I have the chance to visit Hannah. I might be saying that wrong. In a very remote mountain. Many years ago, we helped her fix cleft palate through HLC, and she is doing very well. So just a great ministry that Gerson's got a heart for service. And I really do trust the way he uses the funds, because he is not looking to build up his own kingdom. He's been faithfully for years. The whole time I've known him, just seen the evidence of his serving people, and he has a heart for that. So if you are looking for a way to respond in the Spirit of Christ generously to people who are in real serious need right now in the midst of COVID-19 and all the lockdowns and everything going on, this is some real urgent need for some very precious people who, unless someone there tells you about it, they're not going to be on our radar, to be honest. This isn't going to be covered in the news, Now, Gerson best receives monetary support through PayPal. And if you would like to join me in supporting him through PayPal, if you will contact me, I'll let you know how to do that. His info on PayPal to do that. Now, if you're thinking that you don't use PayPal and is there a different way, actually that is the best way that we have to help him right now. That wouldn't take a whole long time and be really involved for him, which he doesn't really have time to mess with all that stuff. He's really just trying to use this time to help as many people as possible. So anyway, my point being, if PayPal is not really a great option for you, this isn't ideal, and I'm not wanting this, but if it's the way you could help, if you want to pass that money on to me, I will make sure I add it to my gift to him, and that way, and I can show you the proof that it was sent and all that. Make sure your money is going where it's supposed to. I want to be above board. I'm not looking to get anyone's money here. But if that's the best way to get it to Gerson, that you would like to do that, that's the other option. And it doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody you know that has PayPal. If you pay them the money, they can send it. And you can do that directly. If you're using Facebook, you can do PayPal, pretty much. Now, the other person I wanted to share with you about is Brother Ashiq. And this is Brother Ashiq here. Oops, let me go back. He's on the right side, right here in the red shirt. And he serves the disciples of Jesus and the non-believers in Pakistan, in Lahore, Pakistan. And we have supported him in the past, and we actually sent some support to him recently to help his family, because this is really affecting his family really with great difficulty. But I wanted you to know something that he was sharing. Where they are in their country, the Christians there, the disciples of Jesus, are in the tiny minority, vastly overwhelmed numerically and proportionally by the Muslim population. That being the case, and the way that things are there, the disciples of Jesus there actually, I don't know if this is technically true, but it's basically they're second-class citizens. And so they get the short end of the stick on a lot of things, including the services that are being offered to people during the COVID-19 lockdowns. They're having much more difficulty getting food, getting medical attention, from what Brother Ashiq shared with me. So he sent some pictures to show when I sent funds for his family, that was more than enough for his family, so he wanted to help the poor, just like Gerson is in Philippines. He wanted to help the poor brothers and sisters there in Pakistan, and a lot of them are widows. So again, rice is a huge source of their nutrient and food supply there. It's also affordable. It fills the belly, and so it can help people get through. You can see he's got some help in delivering. Again, look at the precious people that are receiving this help. And it wasn't much that was sent, but it goes such a long way there in Pakistan. Compared to what we can do with this money in America, it's just incredible how much they can provide for people. Sorry if I'm going too fast here. I just didn't want this to be a terribly long video. Now, to get help to Brother Ashiq is a little more complicated, as he doesn't use PayPal. I've actually had to use Western Union to send money, and he's always been faithful to use the money as it was requested to be used, and he sends evidence of it, as there was a picture over there, to show that he bought the food. You know, he's not out buying a TV with this or anything. But anyways, you can send it to him, and I can give you the info to send it directly yourself through Western Union. You can do that online. Again, if you're on Facebook, you can do that on the Western Union website. If you're not comfortable doing that kind of thing, again, if you'd like, and you don't want to go to the store probably right now to do this either, if you would like to go through myself or another person, we can add your amount to our own and make sure that he gets that as well. But we just need to make sure it gets to the right person with the right info for Western Union to work for him. So that's really all this video is about. Stirred by the Spirit, directed by the Word, and that example of that Antioch church. How does the church lead the way? Just like Jesus has always said, you lead the way by showing the kingdom way, the kingdom life, which is generosity. And if you've ever read Paul's teachings in Corinthians especially, but throughout his letters about giving, a lot of what he wrote in his letters about giving was specifically about people sending their gifts to the disciples in Judea and Jerusalem. This was a major part of his work as an apostle, was actually taking gifts from these brothers and sisters to these brothers and sisters. And he actually taught in 2 Corinthians, the goal is not that they will be without and that you will have, nor that they will have and you'll be without. He said the goal is equality. In other words, we all have what we need because we're sharing with each other. As one brother calls it, it's the kingdom economy. That's exactly right. So if you have what you need plus more, and this is something that is stirring you, you could help either of these brothers or both. I just wanted to invite you to do that with me, because I do think whether it's these two brothers and their ministries or others, for we who have more than we need, this is exactly the kingdom thing the Lord's calling us to do. So that was all. Sorry about the first video flopping. I'll get this figured out by the time I don't have to do this anymore. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for alerting me when my mic's not working. I love you all. If again, please reach out to me. You can use Facebook to get to me, text, email, call me. Just let me know if you'd like the info to have it help these brothers and help the people they're ministering to. I love you. May God keep you until we see you again. Bye.